Arsenal Fan TV, very disappointing. Great football we were playing at 2-0 up. Great stuff. And then we throw it away again.
We was playing at 2-0, we was in control, and then just a couple of things on that. I think it might have been the first goal or second goal. 2-0, you see it to the end, and we've got Bellerin playing wide right with a minute to go, and then the token challenge from Ozil, right on the end there, it's not good enough, Then the game's gone, we're 2-0 up. We needed to win today. It's finished now as far as I'm concerned. As I said the last time, we needed to win all the games. We haven't done it, and you have to look at it today. Just saying to the fella there, Slaven Bilic. He brings in Andy Carroll because he knows that Arsenal are weak centrally in defence. 3 goals, but what does Arsene Wenger do that?
And 3 goals, and practically, let's face it, when they scored them 2 goals, they've done nothing. It's the thing that infuriates me the most about watching Arsenal, how hard we work for our goals, and then a team does nothing, and then they just, 3 goals.
But how long's that been going on, Robbie? How long? You've been seeing it. We've seen it all the time, every single time. The cross. We said, like we're saying there, stop the crosses. They just let the crosses come in. You know what Andy Carroll's going to give you. He ain't going to be he ain't Lionel Messi where he's going to run around 4 or 5 players. It's up in the air, bang, and every single. I just put it in there for 2-0 up in the 44th minute, and at half time it's 2-2. And and then comes out second half. Great team talk it must have been, because he does it again, and it's 3-2. Didn't he go in and go, well, I'll tell you what, lads, we've got to either stop the crosses or we've got to mark Carroll? No, we just I'll let him do it again, and it's 3-2 every time they put the ball in there.
Do you reckon it was a mistake today not to start in Mertesacker?
Then they would have just put someone on with some pace. The fact of the matter is, I keep saying about it, Gabriel and Koscielny, they're good players, but they're not what we're looking for. We want a top centre half that's going to win the ball. We've been saying that for 3-4 years, and it's still not happening, and that is down to Arsene Wenger. We keep saying about it. His tactics again were all over the place. We needed to win that game. We're 2-0 up, shore it up to the last couple of minutes. Oh no, I'll tell you what, Bellerin, you go and play right wing. And then, it's on his side as well. So as he's run past him, hasn't he sort of said, hasn't said a word to him? You just do what they want to do. There's no tactical structure of the team, and fair credit at the end, we've come back in it, at 3-3, but as we all know, everybody here knows it's not good enough now. That's it. So good luck to Leicester now. Because
what do you say then? Ultimately, he walks in the summer for you. I mean, he ain't. Listen. Let's not even say that actually, because we know he's not gonna go.
No.
The manager will not be leaving. Guys, let me just explain. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. Right? He's gonna see out his contract. He's already said that. So what does he need to do then going into the next season? What do we need?
Well, yeah, exactly. He's going to have to spend the money. But is that right though, Robbie? Is that right that he's going to stay here? Is that this is Arsenal Football Club? You've got to be accountable for something. At the end, he's got to come in today and say, right, well, I've messed up. But there's got to be some accountability. Why should he be staying here to the end of his contract? Because what he done 10 years ago. In the last 10 years, what have we actually won? 2 cups. Oh, and before someone pipes on, a couple of charity shields. But that's it. Everything that we do is not quite good enough. As far as I'm concerned now, he keeps making the same mistakes. We're saying this on the way down here. Honestly, any Arsenal fan walks in here today, do you know if you're going to win a game of football at Arsenal, whether it's home or away? You don't know. You seriously don't think, you don't know what you're going to get with Arsenal. It's like, and we've now got to a stage where we've I think the fans, you can see it in there again today, they've had enough. We've had enough because it's the same mistakes. 3 months ago at Sheffield Wednesday, 2 players didn't warm up properly, i.e. Walcott and Chamberlain, and they're out for 2 months. I go up to Hull, 3 months later, he does the same thing with Ramsey, and the mistakes continuing to keep happening. Defensive, our weakness is our defence. We keep saying it. How many more times? Weak defending. He goes and buys a goalkeeper. Brilliant. But there's other things to go in there. I think, you have to give him a little bit of credit with the Elneny signing. That's been a good signing. You can't keep slagging him off all the time. But, there's no we need a centre up. You know, someone like, I don't know who. You know, Andy Carroll's playing today. Right, we're going to put Stevie Bold on in his day. Someone of that stature. Bosh, and that would not happen today. Well, in George Graham's era, you've been there with George Graham and that. If that was his era today, it's 2-0. We would have had a nice, easy defensive. Why doesn't he bring in? Steve Bold was a legend at this football club through the years, but I think Arsene Wenger's making a mockery of him. Because what is he doing as a coach to defend all these things? He was a good centre half. Why isn't he getting them on the training field and doing this? But it's the same mistakes all the time. You know, and I don't think that Arsene Wenger has the divine right to say, do you know what, Mr. Kroenke, I am going to see out my contract. I don't think that's down to him. I think he's got, if the fans come in at the end of the day, we've got a right to our views. We've got a right to say if he's in or he's out. You know, but today, you know, it's not today we've lost the league, Robbie. You know what I mean? It's not today. It's Man United away, West Brom away. You know, Watford, not Watford in the cup, but like Swansea at home. You know, Southampton. You know, how many more? Norwich. You know, look at the farce of that of Norwich. You know, they're the games where we've lost it. And unfortunately, you know, Wenger has got to take some sort of blame for it. He can't just turn around and say, right, no, wash it aside. I'll go again next season. He's got to buy 4 or 5 players, and that's on top of the players that are leaving, i.e. Flamini, Arteta. You know, they're going. So that's, you know, you've got to keep the squad going. He needs 4, 5, 6 players, not 2. And you know, so it's a disappointing day.
Next season, I saw you fantastically.
It's time to go.
Match of the day. Why you? No, don't.
It's time to go.
Don't interrupt me.
I will interrupt.
Don't interrupt me.
I will interrupt because
you've got a sore voice.
It's time to go.
Don't interrupt. Look at you. Can't even
It's time
speak.
to go.
You can't even speak.